to another WIP and Chat. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Bree, and I am working on Blitzen by Claudia McKinney. I didn't misplace the actual sticker. I just don't feel like digging it out. But I have the trading card. So this is the image, and you can't really see where I'm at on it, but I finished that one section. If you watch my previous WIP and Chat, the section that I was on, the adhesive was freaking terrible. I was having such a terrible time with it. I was just like, I was powering through it, and I did. And then I got the middle section done right below the deer's nose, and now I'm on the edge. So I'm almost done with the second row, and then I'll start the middle section right after I'm done with this. Okay, I forgot. Let me close my laptop. I forgot to silence notifications again, so I apologize. Alright, I have my colors already dumped in here. If you are wondering about any of the products that I'm using, I do have them linked in the pinned comment down below. They're not in the description box, they're in the pinned comment. But my tray is from Forever Young on Amazon in the gray color. And my pen is from Butterfly Effect Wares, and I'm using, it's a little bit out of frame, but I'm using a resin tray from Lexi, and sometimes I'll grab the pen that came with the Diamond Art Club tray, kit, I apologize. And then I'm actually really liking the stand-up bottle holder. It makes finding my colors a lot easier, and I used to really be into the square Tic Tac, the large ones. Like those used to be what I used to use all the time, and those acrylic stands. That's what I used to use all the time, because that's how I used to kit up, and I could find the colors really quickly. But since moving into an RV and living an RV lifestyle full time, you kind of have to change and adapt to different ways and how to store your crafts. So I kind of had to get rid of those containers, and what works best are for my storage needs or whatever are the Art Dot bottles. They're not necessarily my favorite, but they work the best for how we live right now. I think I have all these colors. Oh, I did H's earlier and I missed them all over in this section. That's okay. I was so focused over here. So, how has everybody been since last time? Last time we talked about Black Friday, and some of you got what you wanted. Some of us did not. I'm not super mad about it. I just have the kit that I was talking about. One of you commented that you also wanted that kit and ended up not getting it as well. I know there was probably quite a few of us that wanted that kit. Summer Rainy Day, I think it's called. I'm not super mad about it. I was a little bummed, but you know, Oh my God, I'm so glad that didn't have any drills in it. But, you know, I got to save whatever. I was using points, but got to save them, I guess. But I was reading on the VIP group that somebody made 17 orders. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, not that that person is crazy. That's just wild. They could be somebody that's new and taking advantage of, like, making orders and then using the points, because, you know, they award you the points right away. But they got awarded from Diamond Art Club. They got a $1,000 gift card. I saw that, which was pretty cool. But I have no idea how much that person actually spent. Not that it's any of our business, but, you know. And then last week, I guess every week, Butterfly Effect wears the people that make these diamond painting pens, which I think they do such a great job. I love their pens so much, especially the mini size. They fit my hand so nice. Laura, my friend Laura, she entered to win one of their pens. Like, I think they do giveaways every week of that week's colorway or whatever. And so she entered to win, and I was like, oh, like, she tagged me, like, your chance to enter is by tagging a friend. And so she tagged me in it, and I was like, well, I'll help her by also tagging her too, because I was like, I don't need this special pen or this colorway. I know she wanted it because it was like after a character in a book. But then the more I looked at it, even though I didn't read that book or that book series, and I don't know who the character is at all, I kept looking at the pen and I was like, you know what, this pen is actually really pretty. I actually really like it. And then after it went live to buy for other people, oh, by the way, she ended up winning the pen, which is super exciting. She ended up winning. But then later on, the pens went on sale on their Etsy, and later that night I noticed one of the sizes that I like was still for sale. And I texted it to Laura, and I was like, I can't believe this is still available. Because usually Butterfly Effect wares, you usually have to be very fast with buying their stuff. And then I checked the following morning, and it was still available and on sale. It was crazy. So today Megan is actually making dinner, and it is pot roast, and I'm so excited because I haven't had pot roast in so long, or any kind of like beef roast or like that kind of roast type, and it's just so like comforting. And it's been cold here lately. Earlier this week it snowed, and I think we got like 2 inches of snow, which one of our dogs loves snow so much. He wanted to play. Probably one thing he misses about the Midwest. You might be able to hear him snoring in the background. So Littles is our oldest dog. We have 3 dogs total. And Littles is our oldest. She turns 9 years old next week, actually. And we've been having some issues with her. I don't know if, I think she realizes that something's going on, like Megan is sick, and she wants to be with Megan all the time. But she just will like constantly bark at both of us until one of us, mostly Megan, will give her what she wants, which is to go in the bedroom and just spend one-on-one time with her by herself. And you might be thinking, okay, so what's wrong with that? Well, then she's telling us what she wants, and then we're giving it to her, and we're the owners, we're her person. We're not supposed to let her do that to us. But there's the annoying part where she just stands right in front of you, constantly barking at the top of her lungs, like as loud as possible. And it makes you want to lose your mind. So, as some of you might remember, or if you're new, you might not, I worked in emergency veterinary medicine for 10 years, so I know that this isn't right. Something's going on. I think she needs some mental health medications. And previously in my job, I would just normally talk to a doctor that I work with, and they would see her when I worked, and we would get her on something. And now I had to like research and find a place to take her, and it's a little bit scary for me because like I used to have access to a lot of very knowledgeable doctors and people I just like automatically trust and everything. And now I'm just hoping I found somebody that I can trust, you know? And that's all we can hope for our furry family members. Starting to have that issue, and I don't know if it's my... Down here it looks like there's like no adhesive at all on these drills. Let me see if I can... If I zoom you in, it only zooms in over here. But... Oops, I'm so sorry. Anyways, there's like 0 on these 4 spots. I need to either find my glue, or I don't know if I even brought it with me. It's gonna annoy the crap out of me. It's not sticky at all. Nothing. But yeah, so we have an appointment for littles on Monday morning, and I'm hoping to be able to get her on some mental health medications. She's like, we went to go get groceries one day and we came back. We were gone not even 2 hours. Like, we ran to the store, did a couple errands, came back, and she had ripped up the bed sheets. Like right where Megan sleeps. So we'll see what the doctor says. I mean, I already talked to a friend that is a veterinarian, so I kind of already have an idea of what she needs. I just have to have a veterinarian here hopefully agree. Here's the bubbles that I'm putting on this right here. You can already see them. They're a little bit bigger than the space allows. Oh. Okay. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna leave it. I had to take a pause for a moment because I didn't really know what else to talk about. From day to day, there's not a whole lot that happens out here. We try not to go out too much because when you're not working, I don't know if other people are like this, but if you go out, you tend to spend money. And we're not making money. And I don't want to spend money. unnecessarily, if you know what I mean. So, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Oh my gosh. Sometimes like the micro glue dot is too sticky. The putty is not sticky. And there's random cat hair. It's actually not too bad. If you hear that noise in the background, that's our ice maker. It's a little loud. It's actually not too bad, just like hanging out in the RV all the time. Especially when you have your best friend. Even though she's undergoing chemotherapy treatment, I try to keep her spirits high. We play games. We'll play Uno, we'll play trivia. A new game that we just recently got is called the 5-second rule. If you haven't heard of it, basically what you do is, it comes with a timer, but it doesn't work very well. So we just use a timer on the phone and set it for 5 seconds. And then you pull a card, and whatever the card says on it, you have to name 3 things related to that item. Like it'll say, name 3 things that zip. And then you have to do it, and you have to do it before the 5-second timer runs out. There's like technically rules to the game, but we just do it. We just name the things within the 5 seconds. We don't actually play for the rules, and we have fun. Dominoes is another fun game. But 2 days in a row now, I've had terrible back pain, and also today I got a migraine, and I really wanted to continue with putting out weekly WIP and Chats, so I didn't want to put off another week. I wanted to keep up because I did 2 weeks in a row so far. So did not want to put off a week. So today's might be a little bit short, or it might be the same length as usual. But also let me know what you would like to know. If there's anything about like RV life, if you're curious about wanting to get started, let me know. I'll try to answer. Like, what do we do as far as jobs? What we're planning on doing as far as jobs? What do we do for an address? Things like that. If you want me to make a video, a Q&A video, or anything like that. So I think I'm going to make a coffee and come back to this painting, like take a little break. I'm gonna finish this color, take a break for a second, make some coffee. Even though I don't have any creamer, I have to think of what I'm gonna do about that, because I also don't want to leave the house because I don't feel well. And you have a migraine and you have terrible back pain and your medication isn't working very well, and your second medication is medical marijuana. Can't really leave the house. So I have to think about how I'm going to make this coffee. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, so I know this is a different angle. I took a break and I ended up having a headache that turned into a migraine really, really bad. And it lasted for about 3 days. So it's now 3 days later after recording and putting out my WIP and Chat way later than I anticipated. But I am determined to get it up, but I wanted to close this out because I still do have the migraine and I just don't think that I can continue the WIP and Chat at this point. And I'm gonna do another WIP and Chat later this week, hopefully migraine free. But I did want to update because I did get I wanted to say that I was having some adhesive issues with this canvas, and I went to Michael's and I thought they had glue that you can use, like the Make Market Michael's brand glue for canvases, and by mistake they were so busy on the weekend, and by mistake I just grabbed a bottle, what I thought it was, because I didn't pay attention. I was in a hurry. I just wanted to leave. I was not feeling very good. And I grabbed this one and it says Diamond Art Sealant. It doesn't say like that it's the glue or anything. And then I went on the website to see if the store that I shop at had the glue, and they don't. Like, you can't even buy it to ship. So then I checked Walmart because sometimes they have diamond dots, and I don't want to wait for Amazon delivery because delivery takes really long for me out here. So anyways, I texted Laura and asked her, I was like, hey, do you think this would work the same as the glue? And she thought that it would. And you know what? Sorry, my finger got in the way there. These drills right here, these red ones, they didn't have any adhesive right there. And I put that sealer down, let it kind of get tacky, and then I put the drills down and they're staying just fine. So, and then to kind of test it out a little bit, I just took like a spare, like crappy I almost called this a toothbrush. I don't know why. Paintbrush. And I just spread a little bit like right down here where there was no adhesive. And I'm going to see and let this completely dry. And I walked away from it. It's probably been a couple of hours now. And so I'm going to take those drills and place them there, and then I'm going to close this video out, and then I'll have another one for you next week. But yes, let me do that. So I'm really sorry about that, but you know, my channel is, you know, I have a chronic illness, I have a disability, and I do talk about that. Yeah, see, it's still not sticking. Oh, it did there, but it wouldn't in that one section. See where this one drill with those 4s right there, they're not sticking there. This is so frustrating. They need to do something about get in touch with their quality control. Because even with a discount code, we still pay, our hard-earned money for these kits. They're not cheap. We spend the time to work on them. It's frustrating. But, yeah, so I guess I can't leave it. I'm going to have to place the sealant down and then wait for it to just get a little bit tacky and then put the drills down. This is annoying to me, but anyways, that's it for this week. I'm sorry that this video is late, but I guess Wednesday is not a terrible day for a WIP and Chat to come out, and I hope you are having a good week, and I will talk to you later. All right, everyone, goodbye.